Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Study of X, the bi-weekly X-Men podcast where we discuss the Krakoan era of X-Men comics. My name is Tim, and with me, as always, is Sergio.
Hi, hello. I'm a little sleepy today.
Yeah.
Sleepy energy.
Me too. And Chris.
Hello. I'm not sleepy. I took both of their energy, so I can tell you a lot about X-Force.
That's good.
Oh, good.
This cover is really good.
Yeah.
This is a really nice cover. And speaking of covers, good segue there. Thank you. We're talking about X-Force number 19.
Yeah. Yeah, we got 3 issues this week: X-Force number 19, Children of the Atom number 2, and New Mutants number 16. A pretty big range of tones and stories here.
Goodness, yes we do.
Uh-huh.
I want to say almost that it's almost evenly split just because New Mutants tackles kids but also adults. It's got a lot of plot in it.
Yeah.
It has a lot going on. Yeah.
Yeah. 2 of these are by the same writer, but they kind of don't feel like it, but let's get into it.
No, which, I guess credit to the writer there. But yeah, let's start out with X-Force number 19, Dead of Nightmare. This is written by Ben Percy and came out in April of 2021. This seems to be the conclusion of the story we started last episode, where, a couple of people, or not a couple, pretty much everybody on a cruise ship died, and folks are blaming Krakoa. However, Quentin's pretty sure it's him, and they need to figure out why and how.
Yeah, there's a very creepy pasta version of Kid Omega running around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is Quentin's redemption arc.
Yeah.
As much as he can have a redemption arc.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Yes. So we're going to start out here on the summer house on the moon, where Scott in his wonderful little ruby quartz sleeping mask is asleep, as Jean is talking about how, hey, it was kind of weird earlier where she saw a nightmare version of Logan.
Yeah, and then we get a creepy little psychic flame version of Esme who is holding Kid Omega, who last issue went into this telepathic coma, trying to
yes,
find out some more about this creepy thing. Yeah, shout out to this ruby quartz face mask, by the way. This thing is cool.
It's very cute. I like it as an idea.
Yeah.
So, but yes, speaking of this weird astral plane nightmare, he did try and track down the monster, and technically did. However, he is now trapped, cannot wake up, and this monster is very clearly hunting him in this nightmare laboratory of body parts, surgical equipment, and vats of goo.
Yeah, man got dropped into an indie horror game here.
Yes, he did. I also have to ask both of you. So the first time we see Quentin here, there's a nice full-page shot of some heads in jars, some legs, but there's also just an outlet kind of staring at you. Did either of you notice that?
Wait, I
No.
do now.
Not until it's referenced later.
Yeah.
Okay, because reading this, I saw that and I was like, oh, that's a cute little outlet, and then just kept going. But it does get a call back later, as Sergio said.
Yeah.
Good eye. I really not the thing that my eye wanders to looking at this page.
Yeah, same.
No,
there
are a lot of heads.
Yeah. But yeah.
I'm looking at the neon green liquid with body parts in it.
Yeah, the creepy Quentin head staring at you.
Uh-huh. But yeah, he's hiding from Monster Quentin on it's a bunch of body parts.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He spots a very large version of him with the Omega sign carved into its chest, as all of a sudden the one that's hunting him breaks through the vat. Oh no, it's literally this one.
It is the same. Yeah, it's the big one. But yeah, he's having a nightmare basically. He tries to summon a weapon and it turns into a snake that attacks him. Or more scares him.
Yeah. And he kind of refers to this as sabotaging himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
has to be a metaphor.
Yeah, it's very metaphorical. Yes.
Yeah. Very metaphorical. That's going to be hit you over the head a couple times.
Yeah.
So, but as he's, doubting himself and everything is telling him to doubt himself and that he's doing this to himself, Jean is able to break through and basically offers her hand to save him and is able to pull him out of the nightmare.
Yeah.
Not before he's chased by a giant Professor X helmet.
Yeah, I like the little Cyclops head in the vat too.
Yeah, the bats eventually become like small versions of other mutants, kind of heckling him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very funny.
Yeah,
it's nightmare stuff.
This page in general is like really cool because you kind of get all this with, it's like almost descending panels. It goes from like down to right across the page, and you get like this. In the background is this giant page of just the evil Quentin, who is like almost gripping the panels with his claws. It's pretty cool looking.
Yeah. But yeah, he gets pulled from the dream by Jean as it's pretty much breaking down.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We're back in the real world.
Yeah, and he got some dream world on him too because he has just claw marks gouged into his back now.
Yep, and he continues his sort of self-sabotage here, but is more aware of it, where he basically tells Jean, hey, I know where to find this guy, you need to come with us, let's go do this, instead of saying, thanks for saving my life, here's all of this. He takes control in his very arrogant way.
Yeah.
Yeah, he goes down from an 11 to an 7.
Yes.
Maybe.
Yeah, Jean is surprised by this too, and even points it out. She's like, "Yeah, you're doing your thing, but you're not really like being Quentin about it."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's like, "Wow, you didn't outright insult me."
Yeah, like.
Yeah, just in case, you do miss some of the subtleties in the text, it is going to be beaten into your head.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So, but they quickly get over to the point where Sage is. As a reminder, Beast is currently dead and in resurrection, as he had a stroke due to the monster trying to pry secrets out of him. So it's just these 4 here.
Yeah.
Well, minus Domino, until later. Anyway, as Quentin explains, he saw 2 things in the nightmare that gave him a hint as to where this thing might be. One is a Type K outlet, which is unique to only about 3 places, and then a lot of formaldehyde. So Sage, being the whiz that she is able to pinpoint which location is most likely the answer.
Yeah. And they found the place, a Danish place.
Yeah.
So, that's where we're going.
She uses her CSI magic.
Mm-hmm.
The magic of the CIA. But yeah, we get a data page here. We got our friend back.
Yep, we have our writer friend back, and now he's talking about Colossus and his paintings, and how there are a lot of people that are now buying these paintings.
Yeah. They feel like the artist is speaking to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not much else other than that, so clearly this is still a plot thread that is probably going to come back in the next arc, if I had to guess, but gotta start seeding that now.
Yeah. Yeah, so Wolverine and Black Tom are not responding, but we got Domino on the way.
Woo!
We have not seen during this arc.
Yeah, no, she kind of made it out okay out of all of this. She didn't get any nightmares or anything, so
yeah.
Good luck on her part. Huh?
Yeah. Yeah, they're in a room with a bath. Just kind of like a pond. But
Yes.
specifically, it's a mental tide pool.
Yeah,
it's a kind of an isolation test.
Yeah.
Yes, that's pretty much exactly what it is. And I gotta say, between this and the diving point that they have, X-Force really likes underwater pools of water in cool caves. And I'm kind of here for it. This one's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was very confused by where they were because of the way the caves walls look. I thought they were back in like the dreamscape. But no, this is just a really sick cave.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of bioluminescence and weird lights going on. It's very cool.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And again, Jean is saying she's going to help the 2 of them master more of their psychic abilities by, untethering themselves from the world in this isolation pool. And as she says to Quentin very, very bluntly, normally I wouldn't do this for you because you're kind of a dick. However, you seem to be changing, so I'll give you this one shot.
Yeah, it's like what Quentin asks her is he wants to be able to kind of tighten their psychic powers into a fist, just be able to use it deliberately, and she's just like, yeah, if you abuse this, we are not good, but I feel like you might have this right now, so I'm gonna teach you this.
Yeah, you went 20 minutes without me wanting to kick you in the teeth.
Yeah, so we're good for a little bit of a lesson.
So you get the psychic powers upgrade.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
We have the dramatic Quentin snaps his glasses before putting on the psychic pink pair.
Uh-huh.
And they go into the little isolation tank. Kid Omega and which one is this again? Esme? Sophia?
Yeah, I'm
Esme?
pretty sure it was Esme. No, Phoebe.
Phoebe. Yeah.
Phoebe.
Okay.
Yes. It's easy to get all of them confused.
Yeah.
But we do have this very cool sequence where they wake up in this black nothingness, and then here comes Jean with the tutorial of, look, this is how the dreamscape works in the astral plane. You can unlock more of your psychic powers if you follow these prompts.
Yeah.
She's got a door in her forehead exactly like in Psychonauts.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? Maybe the artist is a fan.
Yeah, and just says anyway, but yeah, it's doors, you can open them. It's easier to do so if you're asleep or drunk or exhausted. It's very, very dangerous to be able to open this plane. So don't use it unless you really need to. Phoebe's like, well, what if if you want to, like, sneaking into someone's room, like, and Jean's like, no, don't, none of that, don't do that. Like,
No, we're not doing this, lovebirds. This is about war.
Yeah.
Imagine the dream sex.
Yeah.
That's what exactly they're thinking about. Even
it
though
is. No.
both
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
going to die.
Yeah. They're just like, oh, this sounds kind of hot.
And Jean is like, I do not have time for this.
Yeah. But yeah. They are powered by belief in the dream world.
Mm-hmm. Picture Green Lantern, but now it's Quentin.
Yeah, and Jean kind of mentions like this is kind of your weakness here. You're an Omega level mutant, but you don't believe in yourself, and that's what you need to do here. And Quentin just says like, yeah, but with Phoebe we got this, and he whips out a psychic chainsaw.
Now that I have my girlfriend,
get yourself a wife that can fix you.
Yeah.
Yes, that is the story point here.
God,
just get yourself a
the cure to every problem, man.
Yeah,
a wife.
Yeah, the guy who believes in mutant supremacism and treating everyone else like animals. Just get him a wife.
A wife, therapist, mom, who's your only source of support.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tested and true.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also join the CIA. That's also a very important piece of it.
Be a cop.
Yeah, be a cop. There you go.
We get a data page next, a conversation among psychics. It's just Kid Omega talking to Jean. They're gonna make a little contest out of this. Jean and Domino are gonna go hunt it down in real life, while Quentin and Phoebe try to go at it from the other angle.
Yeah, this very much felt like a scene that could not be fit into the book itself, but still needed to happen, because Quentin is going to discuss a little bit and open up just a tiny bit to Jean and say like, hey, do you understand what it's like to worry about your self-control and feel like you're a monster? And Jean, having been through the Phoenix phase where she annihilated an entire planet, absolutely understands this. So there's a bit of like, hey, I'm here for you. We'll figure this out together.
Yeah.
I really do not like this data page. Should have been.
Yeah.
Should have been part of the comic.
I'm never a fan when you get like data pages like this where it's just like this.
This is just a conversation.
This could have been a scene. Yeah.
Between characters that were on the previous page.
Yeah.
They're together.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think this could have been worked out a little better. I kind of think that way about the whole issue, but we'll talk about it as we keep going.
Sure. Okay.
We go to Greenland, outside Nuke.
Yep. I hope that's how we pronounce it. I don't know, but hey, shoutouts to Nook.
Yeah, it's a real place. Domino and Jean are here.
Mm-hmm.
Domino with her sick plant hand.
Yes, and a massive gun.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they're approaching it from this angle. Yep. Domino's mad. She remembers this is kind of near the place where she had her skin grafted. She wants to burn this place down.
Mm-hmm. Don't blame her there.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's had her memory messed up with so much that she's kind of got an intuition that she wants to burn this place down, but doesn't explicitly remember it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we cut back to the psychic plane, and Quentin and Phoebe are wandering through a hall of doors. Quentin opens a door, and the room or the space kind of flips, so the door ends up downward, and they end up falling.
Yeah, they end up hanging from the door.
Yeah.
Kid Omega's hanging onto the knob, and Phoebe's hanging onto Quentin's leg.
Yeah. Meanwhile, in the point, we are on some Excalibur pacing right now. Black Tom has wandered out of the woods, and he is still Quentinified.
Yes, glowing eyes and all. And he comes into this, secret mental tide pool, pretty much grabs Sage, moves her aside, and then starts attacking Phoebe. Yeah. And as this happens, she is going to be woken up and is going to be taken out of the astral plane. So now Quentin is going to be by himself.
Yeah. Also, Sage is watching over them. But yeah, she's kind of just evaporated out of there while Domino and Jean are fighting dudes at the lab. And Quentin is yanked through the door by the evil Quentin.
Mm-hmm. And at this point, it's another one of those sequences of we're looking at both side by side. So we have Jean and Domino, and then Quentin doing his thing, as well as the third plot of Phoebe and Sage now trying to deal with Black Tom.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I don't think this is... It's like 4 pages away from the end of this issue. I think the ending here is really rushed. Things happen so quickly that there's very little space for actually, I don't know, communicating what it wants to communicate.
Yeah, pretty much what our thing is here is Quentin just is able to see this kind of version of himself as kind of pathetic and remarks like, "Oh, I've already killed you," and then just shoots it with a psychic gun. It's dead in about 2 pages.
Yeah, for all of the buildup and how scary it was, it doesn't really go much of anywhere. As Tim said, Quentin sees it as the worst part of himself that he already got rid of, which, considering he was dealing with that at the start of the issue, that's pretty quick. But
he deals with it so quickly. It's kind of very uninteresting because, Phoebe just got removed from the dreamscape, which you would think is kind of like removing his crutches, and he has to kind of come to a realization about himself autonomously and independently from just his relationship with someone else. But no, he's fine. He just points the gun and shoots.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Says, I already killed you.
Yeah.
It's done. That's the end of the issue. They kiss.
Yeah. They kiss in the pond. Jean and Domino find the evil Quentin in the real world who is plugged into a machine. They notice it's already dead before they even go to kill it. So we're done.
Yeah.
We're done.
Yeah, you would think Phoebe getting removed is a complication of some sort, but it's not a complication at all.
Yeah.
No, considering 2-3 pages beforehand when they open the door and she's holding on to him, he says, "Don't let go, I need you."
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You are right. I have a lot of little issues with this, issue of X-Force in particular. I hadn't really thought about that one where it's, that should have been more of a plot moment of him being able to realize I can do this without her. It's just me. But yeah, I don't know. It's rushed. Clearly, this is to bring Quentin up and give him more of a redemption, but I don't think it does. At most, it gives him more depth as to why he's doing the things he's doing, but he hasn't proved that he's gotten any better.
Yeah, it just doesn't feel earned. in a way that I think the previous issues were kind of trying to get to.
Yeah. It kept pointing it as, oh, he's going to turn a new leaf. He sees himself as a monster, but he's not really a monster. There's a couple of different character hooks that they're, teasing here and saying, hey, he's going to do this. But he just doesn't. I don't expect him to be any different in the next issue than, the one before this arc.
Yeah. Also, it's very funny how they deal with Black Tom.
Yes.
It was like fighting Sage in one panel, and then the literal next one is just Phoebe grasping onto Quentin, and any traces of Black Tom and Sage fighting are gone from the issue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess she just kicked him enough times, and then he stopped being Kid Omega when he died.
Uh-huh.
But it's very funny.
It's also, I think, a little anticlimactic how Jean and Domino reach the kind of source Quentin clone thing and say, oh, he's dead.
Yeah.
We're done here. Wrap it up.
Yeah, I have a feeling we're going to get a little bit more, because the last line of the issue is, oh, look, they're going to keep using our genetics against us, because first it was Domino and grafting her skin onto other people. Now they're making clones of Quentin. What else are they going to do?
Yeah.
So I have a feeling they're going to go through the lab itself, but it is very anticlimactic for them to go in guns blazing against these, commandos with other weapons, and then they're just like, welp. Oh well, he's dead.
Yeah. Well, that's the issue.
Yep, that is X-Force for you.
Yep.
Not always, but this was definitely a rough one.
But yeah, Children of the Atom.
Time for Children of the Atom. And speaking of a lot of things going on, we have a lot of things going on here. So for Children of the Atom number 2, Prison Break, this is written by Vita Ayala and came out in April of 2021. And we're opening in on one of the villains from the last issue, part of the Hell's Bells, that were robbing a bank that the young X-Men stopped. And she's currently making a phone call saying, hey, you owe us and you need to handle the problem.
Yeah, and they seem to be also just mentioning, oh, we know you didn't abandon us, but, we need you to help.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we quickly cut to the Krakoan embassy with Mystique and Multiple Man are here.
Mm-hmm.
And we're having a very high-tension conversation with the Avengers.
Yes. I do have to say, though, beautiful. I love the interior of this building.
Yeah, it's very cool.
It's cool. I like all of the hard edges mixed in with all the foliage and all the Krakoan weird glowing orbs that is for some reason tied to Krakoa. I don't know what they do, but they're very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I bet when humans look at the interior of this place, they must think that Krakoa is so cool. And they would be so let down by looking at what Krakoa actually is, which is just an island with very little infrastructure.
Yes, some kids have some homes, and that's about it. There's the forever fire pit going on where a party is.
Uh-huh.
We haven't seen that in a while. I don't know if that's still there.
They're building huts in the next issue. And it looks so sad.
Yeah, it's a little funky. But hey, you know what? The aesthetic is cool, even if they haven't built it up.
Yeah.
They have the place where they fight to the death.
Yeah.
Yes.
We have Crucible.
One of the first places they built was the Death Pit.
Yeah. It's very, very important.
Yeah, it is. Sorry to cut you off. Just real quick, because the Avengers are here, this is Captain America, Iron Man, and Captain Marvel, or Carol Danvers. Real quick, they're going to be having a pretty tense conversation here, and they're going to reference something that is going on in comics a little bit before this, but also at the time. They're going to be referencing something called Kamala's Law and re-education centers. So this is from an event that came out a year prior in 2020, this called Outlawed. This is where... Oh, what was that?
Kind of an event. It ended up being one issue, and then just the effects of it kept going. It got COVIDed pretty hard.
Yeah, it got COVIDed really hard. There's some of it that never actually came out, which is
most of it
bummer.
Didn't actually come out. I think there was supposed to be a New Warriors run that just never happened.
Yes, I was looking into that New Warriors run that was going to happen, and when they announced the characters, the backlash was real bad. So, but yeah, that's a whole other thing. Anyway, there was something that kind of happened called Outlawed, where the champions, it's a team of young heroes, kind of like Teen Titans. So this is Miss Marvel or Kamala Khan. This is Spider-Man, aka Miles Morales. There's Ironheart, Kid Nova, Vision, which is Vision's daughter, so on and so forth. So, the younger heroes. They attempt to save a high school from a rampaging Asgardian dragon that was released by the Roxxon Corporation. However, instead of really winning, they nearly kill 2 of their own members and absolutely decimate the entire high school. So, similar to what happened in Civil War and the Sokovia Accords, the Underage Superhero Welfare Act was voted into U.S. law by Congress that bars anyone under the age of 21 being a superhero or promoting vigilantism.
Yeah.
So,
also,
those who...
just, which is very funny, Kamala is one of the people that gets injured during this. Like, not Miss Marvel, her alter ego, Kamala, gets hurt. And so the law is named after her to protect... like just kind of being like, yeah, that was the catalyst for it.
Yeah, it was Kamala getting hurt despite the fact that she is actually Miss Marvel.
Yeah.
Which is very funny.
Yeah, I do enjoy that aspect of it. But yeah, so we you cannot be a superhero and be a teen. It is illegal.
Yes, it is illegal. And if you break that law, you get sent to re-education centers that are also run and controlled by Roxxon, who really kicked off the whole thing. Roxxon is an awful, evil Marvel corporation that I think is very, very fun. Basically, think of, big oil companies or big tech companies, and that is what Roxxon embodies in the Marvel universe.
Yeah.
Really fun stuff.
Their CEO is like a minotaur.
Yes, that's also another thing, but that's also fun. Anyway, the Avengers are here to speak to Mystique in very tense terms of, hey, those young kids that kind of look like the X-Men that are going around saving stuff? You gotta knock it off. And Mystique says, no, we don't. They can do what they want. Yeah. It's a human law. They're mutants. Who cares?
Storm comes in. It does not ease the tension.
No. As rightfully she should not be bowing to this very blatant attempt at trying to force them to do something.
And to be fair, I think the Avengers do come in here with, hey, we're just trying to warn you.
They are, but they also do so in the most condescending way possible.
Yeah. So yeah, we are not happy with each other. Cap tries to call her Aurora, which she corrects to Storm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, very, very tense. A lot of looking down at people over the bridge of your nose.
Yeah. And eventually she's just like, no, we got it. We will take care of it. I'll see you later. And they do get on that, by the way. Storm immediately is like, yeah, let's figure out a way to locate them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so there is stuff happening. You could really see this as the Avengers doing a good thing. I still think they came in here way too hot and not in a helpful way, which, does mirror a lot of ways as, maybe some quote-unquote concerned parties can say, hey, you guys gotta take care of your own. Yeah.
Anyway, we immediately cut to a data page here after the little summary of the issue.
Mm-hmm.
And it's some kind of post on, I'm guessing, the mutant site from Gabe.
Yes, he says it later, and I can't recall what it's called, but it kind of almost looks like an Instagram thing where he took a picture of his notes.
Yeah. And it's a workout that he's posting. It's a way if you want to get abs like Wolverine.
Mm-hmm.
This is how you do it, and this workout sounds miserable.
It does actually sound miserable. I'm sure it's great and a good workout. Oh boy, it doesn't sound great. So, but again, more of the same masquerading as a mutant. So, we then afterwards cut to Gabe as he is at home in his home life here with his mother and his younger sibling. And there's a really good, long and overarching monologue that is going to take place over these few pages. And it describes how people perceive him, aka as a black kid without a father, or a threat, or somebody who's only skating by with his physical skills in basketball and not his ability to actually, do anything academically, versus who he actually is, which is, somebody who is very good at academics, very good at math, is there for his friends, and is there for his family. And he ends all of this by saying, he really, really appreciates the friends that he has because he can actually be himself with none of these perceptions. And he doesn't have to worry about, who does this person see me as, or who does that person see me as, and how to fit in with all of that.
Yeah, because you have that on one side, and the other side of him is just like his family does kind of see him as this rock.
Yeah.
He's incredibly dependable. And he's able to really just be comfortable with his friends.
Mm-hmm. And as this is...
It's very, very teen concern stuff. I think this is portrayed fairly well.
Yeah, it's very teen. I do like this. Like, I feel like this feels like a kid.
Yeah, this really captures the kind of YA vibe.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's a very good way to describe Children of the Atom, at least so far, is YA.
Yeah. And yeah, we then cut to a Dazzler concert.
Yep, the entire crew minus Daycrawler is here, going to see a Dazzler in concert. And this monologue does kind of continue here a little bit, where he is describing, all of this about himself, how people see him, and then it turns into why he views the X-Men so highly, and it kind of gets spread out to all mutants, because the X-Men are hated, feared, they are trouble, and they have, a troubled past, but despite that, they're still heroes at the end of the day, and that's something he feels like he connects with and understands.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like they're the heroes in a comic book series.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. So it does make me think of that interview I discussed a little bit about Vita talking about this whole idea that they had coming into this story, which again is YA coded, but also looking at a generation and how they see heroes and those out there and how they connect to them. As well as the, underlying issue here of what happens if you appropriate that, but we haven't quite gotten that far yet.
Yeah. We're quickly interrupted by Gabe spotting Cole, his friend who was in the hospital up till recently.
Mm-hmm. And also came back pretty aggressive in a game of basketball. So there's more of that setup here, kind of very clearly underlying that how he got better is a little suspicious because it was really sudden. He says it's an experimental type of treatment, and he's doing very well.
Yeah.
So,
Gabe mentions he visited him in the hospital quite a bit, and there's something off here, but he doesn't want to push, and he's just glad he's alive. He does ask him about his Dazzler fandom, and he responds like, yeah, that was because of you. You showed me a song at one point, and that actually gave me a lot of hope.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just a nice little moment.
Yeah, it's a cute little interaction. And yeah, he says, all right, I'll see you in there, and that's the end of that scene.
Yep, and unfortunately, duty calls for the young X-Men here, and their phones go off because Daycrawler here has noticed that there's some police chatter, that at the, prison where the Hell's Bells are, there's some stuff going down.
Yeah. So, yeah, they are like, if we get out there fast, we can beat the Avengers, wrap this up, hopefully pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm. So unfortunately, despite having to leave this long-awaited concert, they head out. We have a quick little data page here of what seems to be the poster for the Dazzler concert. Clearly just a play on old Dazzler comic covers. There you go, that's the word I'm looking for. It's nice. Doesn't really add much. I just think it's cool.
There's a little note here,
it's
too.
Better than the previous data page that we spoke about.
Yeah, I would agree. I like the little note here, too. Apparently, Gabe is the person that, Gabe's the one that fronted the money for the tickets here.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
We are off to do battle.
Yes, and I have to say, Tim and I have a mutual friend, and I know somebody else too. Weirdly, I didn't know Dazzler was as big of a deal as she was or is. I had no idea she had a long-running comic for years just on her own.
Yeah, before she joined the X-Men, by the way, like she I think was introduced in the X-Men and then had it was like a 40-ish long solo series
Yeah,
that
and
like
I want to
ran in
say
the 80s.
I want to say she might have had another one like that was longer because she was around for a while just holding herself up on her own. It was really cool.
There was not another one. There might have been like another mini or something later, but yeah, for the most part, it was just that big solo series. Because like almost immediately after that wrap, she ended up on like an X-Men team. But I think she was like one of the first like mutants to get her own solo series.
I would believe that, honestly. Looking at it here, it looks like her solo run started in 1981.
Yeah,
which is pretty early.
Oh
yeah, good for her. But I had no idea, because since getting into comics and everything, she hasn't been as popular. It was really just the 80s and 90s, and then since then, not so much.
They pushed her just really hard in the early 80s. It's very strange, but yeah. The Children of the Atom are off to go do battle with the Hellsbells.
Uh-huh.
Yep. Does it go well? I would say probably not. So they get there to the prison, and it's clear that something has gone down. Daycrawler looks around for the Hellsbells.
Nighty Nightcrawler. Don't call him Daycrawler.
I'm going to call him Daycrawler. I don't like Nighty Nightcrawler. It's so cheesy. Daycrawler is already very cheesy, but Nighty Nightcrawler's...
yeah, they're all bad. They're all very bad at names.
Yeah, it's not good.
They really are.
Yeah, we meet the person that they were calling. It's the other Hell's Bell.
Yeah, it's Briquette, and boy, does she look like a brick.
Yeah, she still has her powers.
Yeah, and they make her jacked to all hell and extremely strong.
Yeah, she just mentions like, oh, these are the ones you couldn't beat.
Yeah, so we basically get a round 2 of what happened in the first issue. The young X-Men kids actually do fairly well here at the start until the adults do realize, hey, we fought you before, you're doing the same thing, we're not letting you do that.
Yeah.
This takes so long.
It does.
This is such a long fight. And it goes so badly. It's not like they start winning or anything. It's just like 3 straight pages of them losing.
Yeah, it's things are not going well. Briquette is definitely a tide turner here, as well as the other Hellsbells kind of figuring this out.
Yeah, clearly it's here to show the inexperience of the team, but I would also agree, I think it goes on very long.
Yeah. There's a little bit of a thing here where Gabe mentions, why aren't you guys just on Krakow? And they're like, we don't have powers. Like, we're not going to go there and just watch everybody else just get to run around.
Yeah, the fight pit resurrection has not gone around, clearly.
Yeah. Cherub just tells everybody, like, hey, Daycrawler, get everybody out of here. I will hold them off. And
this is very fun.
Yeah, so he teleports everybody away. And we end up in a little room. We're regrouping here.
Mm-hmm.
We got everybody out. We're good to go. And then almost immediately, Briquette breaks through the wall, and it's revealed like he ported them one room over.
It's so funny. It's a good gag. I really like it.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, they're kids. What are they gonna do?
They're over here in just like relaxing pose, like Cyclops Lass is like against the wall. Marvel guy's just like leaning on the table. Like everybody's just kind of like, okay, let's regroup here, and then just immediately Briquette just breaks through down the like TV wall. Like, but she's things are looking bad, and they are saved by the timely arrival of Storm and some other mutants.
Mm-hmm. Who don't really get a say besides Toad.
Yeah. Toad's here. And
Toad's here.
Mercury, I think?
I don't know.
I don't know these other two.
And also a cowgirl dressed...
Cowboy girl.
Very, dressed like she's there for Arizona, not for New York.
Yeah.
So Storm is here basically to offer what was being talked about earlier, an amnesty from Krakoa, and says, hey, basically the same spiel as the kids got last issue. We're not going to force you to come, but if you would like, you are welcome. Everything is forgotten once you step through the portal, and it is a brand new start. Even though you don't have your powers right now, you are still welcome.
Yeah, and they're getting this pitch like mid-prison break, and they're like, this doesn't sound like a bad deal. Like,
no, that's not a bad deal at all. Going from prison, breaking out of prison, to let's go to the island paradise? Sure.
Yeah.
So, an emergency gate flower is planted, and the Hell's Bells are going to head on out, while Storm walks up to the, young X-Men kids here and says, hey, I've been looking for you.
Yeah. Same offer. You want to come? And they're like, no, we're okay. We get like more of a little monologue here from Gabe about how before he died, his dad was a fireman and he saved people, and he just really wants to do that too.
Yeah, and again, we get some more of those cracks that, are definitely going to be picked up on, which is they're doing this from a good place. They really do want to help people and do the right thing, but they're doing it by, cosplaying as a group of people that they're not and lying to everyone about who they are. And he's starting to question if that is actually the right thing to do, or are they doing the wrong thing?
Yeah. Storm again mentions there's something up with you guys. With Cerebro is blocking you. We don't know why. We're not gonna pry, but take this little communicator, and she hands him a little X-Men communicator that is in the shape of an X. It's pretty cool.
It is so cool.
Cyclops is very clearly trying not to geek out about this too hard.
Mm-hmm.
And
hard not to. Storm is right there.
Yeah. They all leave, and then we cut to the Children of the Atom out of costume back at the same gate that they tried to go to last time.
Yep. Maybe, this time it'll work.
Yeah, Carmen puts on a Lila Cheney song, and they go through the gate. And we don't even see the result of it. It's just, here we go again, and the issue ends.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're trying to believe their way into being mutants.
Yeah, if they just try hard enough, maybe they will become mutants.
I don't think that works, but okay. This is the more we discuss Children of the Atom, I know we've only done it twice so far, but the more I really kind of dig the premise of this whole thing of, here's a bunch of kids trying to do the right thing, but they're doing it by appropriating a different group of people. And I kind of like that as an idea to explore. I just don't know if it's going to get there. We can see this now because of hindsight, but there's only, 6 issues total, and we're on issue number 2?
Yeah, we are 1/3 of the way done.
Yeah, so that doesn't seem like a lot of time to investigate these plot points that have been slowly being brought up. So I'm curious to see where it ends up going. I haven't read it, but the more time we have with it, the more I'm like, actually, I kind of would have liked to have seen this play out more.
Yeah, it seems right now, our first issue was Cyclops' last focus. This was Cherub focused. It seems like what we're doing at the moment is we're doing an issue for all of them. Which leaves us one more than we have Children of the Atom, so we'll see how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, want to talk about New Mutants?
Yeah, let's jump into New Mutants. The enough plot for 2 different books. So, New Mutants number 16, One Step Behind, is also written by Vita Ayala, and this one came out in February of 2021. So we're going to open up here with what I think is a very funny scenario, where 3 mutant kids have been dared to go into Otherworld and take a picture upon the throne of King Jamie the Mad.
Yeah, it's just some mutant dudes, just some mutant kids.
The wildest they're imaginable.
Yeah, so they go in, Jamie notices them, just says like, hey, it looks like you wandered off the path.
Looking as terrifying as possible, by the way.
We see this kid with the horns, looking just terrified, and he doesn't come back out. The other 2 do. And then we immediately cut to a data page.
I'm sure that'll go fine, and Jamie did not do an absolutely horrible decision.
Yeah. Yeah, so we cut to Warpath's journal.
Mm-hmm. This was in a data page last time also, where Warpath mentioned that Danny told him, hey, if you're going to be a kind of a camp counselor kind of thing, you should take care of yourself as well. So he starts to fill out these little insight advice questions.
This bit is very funny.
I also think it's very funny, because the first question is, how do you view yourself?
Yeah, with a mirror, sometimes in photos.
Or other reflective surfaces, sometimes in photos.
Yeah.
I hate it. I hate this.
You don't like him being so literal?
How do you view the world and others? Generally with my eyes. So I will say, in coming from a place where you are a literal mutant, I could understand maybe getting the prompts confused here. Where maybe you don't view the world with your eyes.
Maybe it's other senses. So, and also, no, I think I'm getting Warpath confused with his brother.
Thunderbird?
Yeah, Thunderbird was the one who was dead for a very long time. Warpath has been around, though.
Yeah, Warpath has not been dead for a very long time.
Yeah, but he always came across as a very serious character, so, this is kind of playing off of that.
Yeah.
I do think if it was iBoy answering this,
yeah, like it would be a different answer though.
Oh, that would be such a cool answer.
This is just a dad joke.
Yeah.
It is a dad joke. I like it. It's a good dad joke, but I can see why it's kind of like, ugh.
Yeah.
Well,
so
he does answer truthfully at the very end.
Yeah.
So
we get to, are you optimistic or pessimistic? And he realizes he's made an error and answers that question as well as coming back to the other two.
Mm-hmm.
He wrote it in pen, so he's got to keep going. And his answer to this is he doesn't like being optimistic or pessimistic. Optimistic leaves you vulnerable to danger. Being pessimistic cuts you off from possibilities. Better to be a realist. And he views himself as a man who is going to do what needs to be done. He doesn't fear death. He just needs to do what's needed. And just sees the world as something that sustains life. And it's kind of like a circle of life kind of worldview he's got going on here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a good answer. A fine answer.
Yeah. Sometimes people are not going to respect the balance, and that's where he comes in.
I wonder what that's in reference to.
Yeah.
Could it possibly be the next page where we're seeing the Wild Hunt and the Shadow King does some bad stuff?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So Cosmar, last time we saw her, was not very happy with asking, I believe it was Danny to do Crucible with her, and her turning it down. So the rest of the her friends here, No Girl, Gabby, Rainboy, and Anoli, are trying to comfort her. She's not happy.
No, she is. She's having a hard time. I feel bad for her, but she did get turned down. Danny tried to comfort her and saying, she is beautiful who she is, but Cosmar is not comfortable with herself.
Yeah. And Shadow King's like, yeah, I'm sorry that she dismissed you like that. That was cruel of her, but I can give you kind of a taste of what you want. And he swaps everybody. No Girl gets to be in Anoli's body. Gabby's in Rainboy's body. Rainboy is in No Girl. Cosmar is in Gabby, and Anoli is in Cosmar.
Yeah, it's just suddenly
it's wild.
Here's some crazy magic power, by the way. It does lead to some very funny little bits here, as Cosmar is realizing, Scout can just flex her claws whenever she wants to if you don't pay attention.
Yeah, and she's like, oh, this is just cool. No Girl is in awe that she has a body.
Which is kind of sad.
Yeah, where Anoli just seems very taken aback by the colors he's seeing through Cosmar's body.
And whoever is in No Girl's body, I believe it is Rainboy, doesn't look like he's having a good time.
No, they're just kind of flying around.
Unfortunately, this fun does not last very long. As, the person in Cosmar says, is it normal to feel like I'm turning into a raisin?
Yeah, Rainboy's power, which is, Gabby, just, starts turning it, like, polluted, almost.
It looks polluted.
Anoli, who has managed to conjure up, a image of just a hot dude through Cosmar's power, the guy starts burning. He's in physical pain. Meanwhile, No Girl in Anoli's body is taken aback when his arm starts rotting. Shadow King just thinks this is fascinating.
Yeah.
I do love...
Also, this is portrayed as one of those mini mutant circuits.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has the same kind of, text thing going on here.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a combination of Shadow King's and No Girl's synergies.
Yeah. Everybody gets swapped back to their regular bodies, and everybody is feeling like wiped.
Yes, I do like Shadow King's face at the top of the page here, because it looks like you could just put some text where it says fascinating.
Yeah.
It's everybody's definitely feeling weak and a little off, and Scout immediately is able to clock it as, oh, we were dying.
Yeah.
That test and all of that was not good. We don't need to do that.
And Shadow King's like, we combine the powers, but it's okay if we die. It's fine.
No, not for Scout, because she still has not gotten a clear answer if, clones come back.
Yeah, and she doesn't really bring that up, but she does say, like, no, that's not really how I'm cool with doing things. Shadow King kind of throws back, like, oh, your body already regenerated. They don't get that privilege. And says, like, we could experiment with this a little bit more because you all have abilities that could make this less bad. Gabby takes this time to just peace out. The rest of the Wild Hunt are not happy. They just kind of call her a coward.
Shadow King doing his best at gatekeep, gaslight, girl boss.
Yeah.
So, you know what? Good for him doing his weird, vaguely evil intentions, ?
Yeah. Meanwhile, in the next data page, did you know the crooked collar?
I believe we have talked about the crooked collar.
Yeah.
I want to say it's come up before. Anyway, it's a newspaper in Otherworld.
Yeah, the Crooked Market newspaper.
And it talks about an odd witch breed, or a mutant, that has been seen throughout Otherworld, just doing a bunch of weird stuff, talking to people. They seem to have some odd items with them, like an actualization essence and a candle of revelation. So, good idea to keep a close eye on them, but nobody knows who they are.
Yeah, also seems to be friends with Sheriff Whitechapel, and are just genuinely being a little bit annoying.
Yeah, so, big question mark there. At first, I wasn't actually sure who this was talking about, but when you get to the end of the issue, it's very clearly talking about the one mutant that did not come back from the, Truth or Dare trial at the beginning.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so meanwhile, we cut back to Krakoa as magic portals into just one of the little huts where the people that burned down the fort in the previous New Mutant issues are hanging out.
All of the angsty, unruly teens with a capital T.
Yeah. And just says, like, hey, you guys gotta wake up. Gonna need you to rebuild that fort.
And being the unruly teens that they are, say, no, we're not. And they go to fight magic, which is a bad idea, even if you, are on her team.
Yeah. This doesn't go super well for them. We immediately cut to them rebuilding the fort.
Yep, we see some of the mutants with bandages and a black eye. So, she whipped them into shape.
Yeah. We just... Cypher and Moonstar are now here as well, and they're like, we could have just rebuilt it, and she's just like, it's about sending a message. And we get a little panel here of one of the mutants like handing a Jean doll to, I think it's Curse.
That looks like Curse, yeah.
Yeah.
So, that seems to have fixed itself, and as they are talking, the three of them, the two mutants from earlier at the beginning of the issue do run in and say, by the way, we were playing Truth or Dare. We dared us to go into Otherworld and take a picture, and now our friend hasn't come back. Please, can you help us?
Yeah. Magic is like, why didn't you ask the people at the White House? And they're like, that's a good way to be in trouble. You said to come to you if we were ever in trouble. And they're like, well, got us there. And so they're...
Yeah, that's one of those moments where you snap your fingers and you're like, oh, shucks.
Yeah.
I did say that, didn't I?
Moonstar says she'll go do it, recruits Karma, and they're packing a bagel tree to go off to Otherworld.
Mm-hmm. So they pack the bagel tree, head on over to the Betsy Braddock Lighthouse here, and they talk to Richter briefly, who gives them a bit of a rundown that, hey, Otherworld's weird. It's gonna be odd, and you're gonna change. Are you sure you don't want me to go with you? And they're like, yeah, no, bye. You're in a different comic. You can't come with us.
Yeah.
This is the most nondescript Richter I've ever seen.
Yeah, he's a very it took me a bit to figure out like this was him.
Yeah, it is. I think nondescript Richter is a good way to put it. You can tell more that it's him at the beginning of the issue, but like just barely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's like I think out of the issue now, so whatever.
Yep. That's it.
Meanwhile, in Arbor Magna, speaking of people that aren't in this book, Eyeboy and Prodigy are here to talk to Wolfsbane about Wolfsbane's kid.
Yeah, if you needed more plot points, don't worry, there's more.
Yeah.
So, Wolfsbane is here basically to catch the two of them and say, hey, did you get my Fleet Seed request to look into my son so, you can confirm his death and I can bring him back to life? And they go like, hey, yeah, about that. We were gonna talk to you, and, yeah, he's alive.
Yeah, so Cerebro's still making backups of this kid.
Mm-hmm. As of, 3 days ago.
Yeah, and also, they seem to be corrupted as well. Not quite like Otherworld bad, but like it's not correct.
Mm-hmm.
They're being really coy about what it all really means.
Yeah. And they seem to be a little bit vague on the details too. Wolfbane gets terrified by this because now not only is her kid alive that she's been trying to get back, but now her mind is like running about like, oh, he's scared and alone. Like I don't know where this kid is. Like he might think I've abandoned him.
Yeah, because he did die a little while, or quote unquote died a little while ago. So the fact that she's been going about her life thinking he's dead and actually he is alive somewhere, that is some cause for concern and, questioning of what she's done.
Yeah. Like Eyeboy even says like I thought she'd be happy, like he's not dead, and Prodigy's like, yeah, well there could be fates worse. And your mind does some funky stuff. Because she's, again, just imagining the worst at the moment. Meanwhile, back in Otherworld, Moonstar and Karma, just wearing their best, are here to talk to King
This really
Jimmy.
feels like you're reading 3 comics on 3 different tabs simultaneously and just
it does
frantically switching between each other. It's a little
much
off kilter.
There's a bit one too many plot points going on. I think I agree. If this was broken up maybe a little bit more, or containing them to their own issue, I think that would have helped a lot more, because, oh boy, I mean, we still have 7 more pages to go.
Yeah, we got just 3 arcs going just simultaneously.
At least we do get some fun Otherworld outfits.
Yeah.
Yes, and I'm not gonna lie, I do like their respective outfits a lot. So they're very good. But I also wanted, so as I was reading this, I think it was because I had just watched an episode of it, but Jamie now has a very specific voice in my head whenever he speaks. So, I believe, have either of you seen The Legend of Korra?
I have not.
Yes.
You have not? Okay, did you?
Regrettably.
Oh, it wasn't that bad. Okay.
It's not that bad. I'm just being.
Tim, have you seen What If on Disney Plus?
Yes.
Okay. So for Legend of Korra, think of Varric, the, very rich inventor with Julie Sue. And then for What If, think of Howard Stark.
Oh.
That's how I picture King Jaime talking.
See, I always imagined him just like this, like almost like false, like pomp British accent, but like very clearly like faking it a bit.
I did too at first, but then that like fast talking, like, early New York radio voice kind of like went in, and I'm like, actually, that kind of fits. I don't know. It was something in my brain that clicked.
Yeah, that's fair. But yeah, they've doesn't seem too keen to give him information until they present him the bagel tree. Very keen to give the information. He's very impressed by this.
Yeah, someone has given the king a gift. How nice.
Yeah.
So King Jaime does what he does best, and he, air quote, helped this child by giving him a bag full of gold coins, maps, magic potions, and magic candles, a ride, and told him to go off into Otherworld and have fun.
Yeah, and he...
Yeah, kids off on his JRPG adventure.
Yeah, and then gives them the same thing and just says, all right, he took off that way a couple hours ago, have fun.
Yeah.
And we get this, like, really gorgeous page of them just kind of wandering through Otherworld as they just have a chat.
Yeah, it's really pretty. It's done more in the style of, pen and watercolor, and it's just black and white for most of it, except for some small bits that have color here. It's really, really pretty.
It's so good. It's so weird. Kind of stylistically as a choice in the middle of this issue. It just doesn't make sense, but the artist had a moment where they said, this is what I want to do, and they pulled it off and they did great, so who am I to complain?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it does
but
feel
I
like that.
have no idea why this conversation in particular gets this degree of like artistry
it's
infused into it.
It's crazy how great this looks. Like
It is kind of quote unquote explained that it's a combo of Dani's powers and Otherworld's energy, so she can normally sort of sense other people's emotions in the subconscious, and now in Otherworld, that her subconsciousness basically manifests in these very artistic paintings.
Yeah.
Again, don't know why. It does really feel like the artist said, let me go off. And they said, you do it, King.
It's almost, like phrased, or like phased, like, Moonstar and Otherworld are making a mutant circuit.
Yeah, which is kind of neat.
Yeah. But yeah, so they're kind of, just having a little talk here, and then they noticed a rabbit who's just waving at them. They're like, we should probably follow that rabbit.
Hey, this is a world of magic and fae and everything. You're supposed to usually follow the white rabbit. Right?
Yeah, you gotta do some Alice in Wonderland stuff. And we immediately cut to a page of them in like stock, just captured and just kneeling before like Merlin in the Holy Republic of Fae with some dude pointing a sword at them.
Mm-hmm.
They're being charged with trespassing.
Yeah. We've seen a little bit of the Holy Republic of Fae in Excalibur and a little bit of X of Swords. Bad place.
Yeah.
Don't want to go there. This does not, speak confidence to wanting to go there, ever.
Yeah. So we cut back to Krakoa. Wolfsbane is trying to find Dani.
Yeah, she runs back into the house to look for her, calling for really anyone to talk to her in her moment of grief. And instead, she finds a letter that Dani left explaining how, hey, we had to go to Otherworld to solve a problem. I know you wanted to go talk to the folks at the Arbor Magna. I'll be home soon and we can chat. Yeah,
and we get this kind of just like panel here of Rain just cuddled up crying. It's reaching out for some kind of support, and just they can't answer the phone right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Again, I feel really bad for her and everything, even though This is a plot point that I've never read. You know, I did not see anything about Tyr. I've never seen her son or anything. But it comes through enough how much she is struggling with this and how much it's very difficult for her. I kind of just wish it wasn't squashed between 4 other plot points.
Yeah. And meanwhile, this little letter is mostly delivered over our mutant friend that we're tracking down, who is riding a T-Rex around Blightspoke.
It's so cool. The man's on a raptor from World of Warcraft. It's so cool.
This dude is having a JRPG adventure. He is having a great time.
Yes, and, he kind of looks a little older here. I don't know if that's just the art style and the way he is or what's going on. But yeah, I don't think it's around Blightspoke. I think he's near Sevalith, which is Empire Lands.
I'm sorry, I got them mixed up.
Yeah.
So, but he sees all of the vampires in their crazy red sky and like black sun, and it's like, that looks neat. I'm gonna go over there.
Yeah. He's just having a good time. Meanwhile, Danny and Karma are being moved to the dungeon as we end our issue.
Mm-hmm. And, they should probably get out of this, but they really don't need to cause an interdimensional war again. Yeah. So, we'll see how they handle that next time.
Yeah. Literally next time. Our next issues here will be New Mutants number 17, and we're going back to see our boy Cable with Cable 9 and 10.
Woo! I wonder what other wacky adventures he's going to get up to.
I hope we see the cops again.
I hope we see those cops again. They're very funny. So, but, wrapping that up here, did either of you have any thoughts, any feelings about these?
I feel like we've said our piece on how this is a little too much in terms of threats.
Yeah.
And I do think like the Wolfsbane stuff is probably the most compelling here. And it feels so cluttered with, everything else that's going on, especially the Otherworld stuff, which is fine. I like the Alice in Wonderland stuff. Even before the rabbit showed up, the basket, I forgot to mention, has a bunch of potions that say drink me, which is already an allusion by itself to Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah.
So I do like that stuff. But yeah, it gets a little messy with everything going on.
Yeah, it's hard to be emotionally attached to a lot of this. And even as you said, Wolfsbane is the one that kind of gets you the most, and I'm over here thinking like, oh, I feel bad for Cosmar too, but that was a blip in this issue.
It was also at the beginning of it, like it's
like I feel everything, but what gets the most time really should have gotten more time.
Yeah. But yeah, that
like it's probably like the 7th time someone has gone into Otherworld in search of someone else who got lost.
Yeah, people tend to get lost there, which I'm okay with going back to that as a setting just because I like the idea of Otherworld and exploring it, this realm of myth become reality and magic in all the weird ways mutants can cross over with that. But, it still goes back to, I wish it kind of stood on its own.
Yeah.
So, but hey, we will be seeing what happens pretty soon with the next one. So.
Yeah. We will get a payoff for that pretty soon.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's going to be our issues.
Yeah, so if you have listened this far, thank you so much for listening. If you can give us a review on your podcasting app of choice, that would be great. It helps us get out there and find more people to enjoy this journey with us and also be confused on Otherworld and how it works. And if you are looking to ask us any questions, clarifications, maybe we missed something, go ahead and shoot us an email at studyofx@gmail.com, and we may just make Tim read it here on the podcast. However, if you would like to follow us on social media, where we post our reading order, some little clips and bits from the comics themselves, you can find us on social media. You can find us on Blue Sky and on Tumblr. Both of those are going to be Study of X. We used to have a Twitter account. It is now no longer going to be active. So if you find it, don't follow it. Get off of Twitter anyway. It is a horrible cesspit. Go somewhere else.
Yeah.
And if you are looking for us individually, you can find me at Sonics, that is SAWNEEKS, on Blue Sky. I mostly post some Warhammer painting that I'm doing, and it's probably going to soon be Monster Hunter, because that's coming out soon, and my life is going to be gone. But it's okay, my guy is going to look really cool, and I'm excited. So, if you are looking for Tim and to bug him on social media and ask him for directions on how to get to Sevalith and also how to get that really cool raptor mount, Tim, where can they find you to ask you about that?
I am just hanging out with the Shadow King. We're just, trading some powers.
Cool. Is that at the Wild Hunt, or have you guys gone somewhere else?
Yeah, that's about where that is.
Got it.
Switching bodies. It's pretty.
Okay. And Sergio, if someone is looking to sell tickets to a Dazzler concert that they can no longer go to, where can they find you to see if you want to buy them?
Nuke.
Okay. I hope you brought your charger adapter, because if not, I don't think you can plug in anything.
It's fine. I can just go into a IKEA.
Okay. Yes, Nuke, the home of IKEAs.
I assume there are IKEAs in Greenland.
I would also assume so, but I don't know. I'm gonna be honest with you.
There is no IKEA in Greenland.
No. Oh no. Oh, you're not gonna be able to charge anything. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I'm fucked.
Yep. Sorry. Well, enjoy staying in Greenland for the foreseeable future. We might send a rescue party eventually.
All right. I can just fly out of here. I don't think you need a rescue party. Nuke is the capital. I'm good.
I don't know. We might need to send Tim out there and find you and help you find your way back home.
Okay, yeah, sure, okay. He can come hang out with me.
Yeah, I've always wanted to see Newt.
Ever since I heard about it, I've always wanted to go.
Yeah.
Like 30 minutes ago?
No, I had actually heard of this city before because I just...
Really?
It looks very pretty.
It does look very pretty.
Shoutouts to
There's
Nuke.
3 cities in Greenland. There's probably more than that. But yeah, this is one of the bigger ones.
Also, I bet you can get adapters somewhere that is not an IKEA.
I'm sure, but to keep
this is
poor joke rolling, I have to.
This is literally the biggest city in Greenland.
Oh wow, it would cost me a lot of money to get there. Oh goodness, and a 20-hour flight. Wow.
Yeah, it's
okay.
It's big. It's a big continent or country. It's a lot of ice, but.
I'm sure it's called Greenland. It's not supposed to have ice. Okay, we're gonna stop before I keep running out of jokes.
I mean,
I ran out a while ago.
If you melt all the ice, there might be green under there.
All right, mutants. Until next time. Later, mutants.
Bye.
Bye. Where to buy an adapter?